and water flow perfectly. EDS is a train comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Go to edsisyes.com. That's edsisyes.com. When comfort matters, EDS is yes.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This is the Inter Miami save of the game.
Martinez in the box, and Maxi Falcone played him well defensively, and all Martinez could do is hit a falling dribbler to Ustari. Good marking by Falcone. Oscar Ustari got a left hand on it as well, I believe. It goes across the far left end line. It's going to be a far side to near side corner.
Brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Big news, West Palm Beach! Greenway Kia is rolling out the red carpet for our grand reopening, and you're invited! Right now, drive home in a new 2024 Kia Telluride, luxury, performance, and value, starting at just $38,998. No tariffs, just huge savings! Get incentives up to $11,000 off MSRP on select new Kias. Got a trade-in? We need it! Any make, any model, any condition! We'll give you up to $6,000 over Kelley Blue Book value towards the purchase of any red tag Kia in stock. Worried about credit? Don't be! If you got a job bringing home $350 a week, we want to approve your credit today. So what are you waiting for? Come celebrate our grand reopening at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800 New Kias or visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
With approval through KFA, stock number SG005991, MSRP $45,235, plus tax tag and $9.99 admin fee. Negative equity refinance. Offers don't combine.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
So I saw this news about Caleb Williams, Seth Wickersham's book. I've covered the Bears in the past 3 years, to be exact. Got a soft spot for the Bears, but I'll tell you what, guys. They are addicted to the drama.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey. This is Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 1063. We're streaming live on YouTube at ESPN West Palm, Twitter, X, and Facebook. Christian Cat. I'm calling him PGA Cat. Behind the glass today. No one more pumped up for that tournament than Christian today. We'll get you a couple of leaderboard updates throughout the show, presented by Paint Care Florida. But I need to address the elephant in the room. Can the Chicago Bears ever avoid the drama? Like, we speculated, and as we, the media speculated, that maybe Caleb Williams and his father did not want to go to Chicago. Well, it turns out that some of it was true. Some of it was true in the sense of Williams had another destination in mind. The thing that stood out to me that I read this morning was from Seth Wickersham's new book. And this comes from Kevin Seifert on X. You could follow him at Seifert ESPN. That is at Seifert, Seifert ESPN. He covers the Vikings, has about 130,000 followers, very reliable source. Was talking specifically about Caleb Williams meeting with head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, Kevin O'Connell, and wanting to go to the Vikings. This is what he had to say, or rather what Seth Wickersham's book had to say. After an up-and-down final season at USC, Caleb Williams was unsure of what he wanted to do as he prepared for the 2024 NFL Draft. At the NFL Draft Combine that year, he met with Minnesota Viking head coach Kevin O'Connell. The two hit it off, and Caleb Williams began to dream of what it would be like to play for Minnesota. And I quote, this is Williams talking to his dad, "I need to go to the Vikings," he told his father. "Let's do it," his father replied, but both Caleb and Carl knew that a trade to the divisional rival was extremely unlikely. Bears GM Ryan Poles stood firm, telling Williams, "We're drafting you no matter what." Christian Klatt, our co-host and producer here at the City Place Studios, I had a great NFL show. I had a great NFL show planned for us. We had the schedule release last night. I was going to do a little survey, a little questionnaire on the NFL. Turns out we got to talk about Caleb Williams not wanting to originally go to the Bears today.
This was supposed to be the rerun. This was supposed to be the mulligan on Caleb Williams' rookie season, right? It didn't go as planned.
Right.
And honestly, I, myself, and the usual host in this daytime, Theo Dorsey, we were all gung-ho about the 2024 Chicago Bears, saying no other quarterback is walking into a situation as favorable as his, as much as the investment went into the offense surrounding Caleb Williams in that very same offense. And then it didn't go well. And we thought, okay, new coach, new OC, even more offensive weapons. This was supposed to be the cruising offseason where we're getting excited yet again for Caleb Williams. And now it comes out that he never wanted to be here. Listen, it's okay for us to speculate, but how do you let that out?
Now, I'll defend Caleb with this. I don't think anybody wanted to play for that coaching staff. They should have never brought back Matt Eberflus in the first place. It was a good time to reset. But, big but here, Christian. It landed on Ben Johnson. If you don't keep Matt Eberflus, you don't get Ben Johnson. I think Caleb Williams right now is probably as happy as he could possibly be. Now, I'm purely speculating here. But Ben Johnson is a quarterback whisperer, self-proclaimed. Now, Chicago's been sold on that dream once or twice. You know, Matt Nagy. Oh, God, was he terrible after the 2018 and went to the playoffs. But Nagy was supposed to be the quarterback whisperer. He was for a year with Mitchell Trubisky, and then Cody Parkey happened. So I think right now, Caleb probably isn't under the assumption that, hey, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of the Chicago Bears. But it makes sense, Christian. Like, remember the pictures we saw of him on the sideline, visibly frustrated? There's a meme of him with, like, his lip out and, like, just the face of, I cannot believe what is going on right now.
He almost keeled over in, like, week 14.
Dude, they fired their offensive coordinator, the former Seattle offensive coordinator that came on over as the new offensive coordinator for the Bears. They fired him mid-season. I mean, this was an absolute nightmare this past year. So I'm not surprised to see it. But my big takeaway is that the Chicago Bears, no matter what, even if it's not self-proclaimed, they are addicted to the drama. 888-760-3776 is that number to call on in. It is the Baptist Health Hotline here on Theoretically Speaking. Do you have an opinion on Caleb Williams? We got in the YouTube chat. Caleb Williams wanted to avoid the Bears in the 2024 NFL Draft. Absolutely, he did. And I nonetheless think that and I find it surprising that the team was Minnesota. Look at what Minnesota was able to do with Sam Darnold this year. Does Minnesota have the same season with Caleb Williams? Do they have a better season with Caleb Williams? And this is the ultimate what if, right? Like, obviously, hindsight 2020, Williams wanted to go to Minnesota. He fell in love with Kevin O'Connell and that system. But it is a quarterback-heavy system. And I think that's why right now Ben Johnson is a quarterback whisperer. So I think Williams is going to give him a chance, but it's like the Bears cannot avoid the drama. The Bears cannot avoid the drama. 888-760-3776 is that number on the Baptist Health Hotline. I do want to get into this questionnaire, though, Christian, because the NFL schedule release came out last night, and I don't really have any takeaways other than, like, I think it was very overrated. I did not need to watch a 3-hour extravaganza. There was a 3-hour. I didn't even know there was a 3-hour extravaganza last night, Christian.
Overrated. So did you watch it?
I heard about it.
Okay.
Christian, I heard about it, but a 3-hour extravaganza for a schedule release. They break down every game?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the Knicks, and I watched a lot of wrestling. That's what I did last night.
What'd you do, a little AEW last night?
Beach break in Chicago.
Beach break? Now, explain that to me. Are they on the shores of Lake Michigan? Beach break in Chicago?
No, think of just a regular Monday Night Raw, except they have better matches on it. That's all it is.
Okay, and you're down. You're down on WWE. You're AEW guy.
I picked a side. Listen, when you're a sports fan and a wrestling fan, you can't watch all wrestling. You got to pick one, and I did not pick WWE.
Now, I think it was more of a compromise because I heard through the grapevine that the significant other is an AEW fan.
Yeah.
And you had to make a compromise.
Everyone's talking about that?
The
scuttlebutt reached the office?
Yeah, Christian,
This is how Bill Belichick feels.
Exactly.
When people are talking about Jordan Hudson. Like, come on.
But listen, partner, you had to make a compromise. But I got a fun questionnaire for our listeners today. Christian, I want to get your 2 cents on it as well. Kate Chumpson will be on the show as well. We're going to do a little trivia. We got a Duffy's gift card on the line coming up at about 2:30. But this is I thought about calling it a survey, but I'm going to go with a questionnaire, Christian. The Theoretically Speaking Thursday NFL questionnaire.
Best day of the week as proclaimed by this show.
How about that mouthful? But question number 1, give me a sleeper team. After and obviously all of this is in lieu of the NFL schedule release last night. Give me a sleeper team. Who's your sleeper team this year? Who's that Washington Commanders of last year?
Well, you could just go along with the same formula.
What's
New
that?
Quarterback.
Right.
In a gettable division, I'm going to have to go with the Tennessee Titans. That would be my sleeper team.
Well,
They've got no prime time games whatsoever, can fly under the radar and not be on a heavy microscope early. Watch out for the Titans.
Now, are we going to see a story about Cam Ward come out, how he didn't want to go to the Tennessee Titans?
If it happens, it'll be next year, so we're okay for this year.
I mean, the Bears truly cannot avoid drama. So that's question number 1. Question number 2, who stays the same? Who's the median? Who stays the same here? I got an interesting one on this that I can't wait to tell you. Number 3, who takes a step back? What team is going to take a step back within the NFL? And number 4, because I am the host of the show and I make the rules, on the NFL questionnaire, where does Mike Rizzo take his uncle to dinner tonight? My uncle is in town, Christian, and and he goes, I'm staying in Fort Lauderdale, but I'm going to be up at 6:30, pick a place to go to eat. So it's up to me to find the place to go out to eat tonight. Now, I have a staple that I usually take all the family members, and by the way, I did clear it with our general manager of ESPN West Palm, Stephanie Prince. I can't talk about this. I usually take everybody to Elizabeth's. I love Elizabeth's. We're a Sicilian family. But I kind of wanted to switch it up tonight. I'd maybe think it's steakhouse. So where do I take my uncle to eat tonight? That is the Theoretically Speaking NFL questionnaire. Give me your sleeper team. Who stays the same? Who takes a step back? And where do I take my uncle to eat tonight? 888-760-3776 if you want to take the questionnaire on Theoretically Speaking today. All right, so Christian, let's start with you.
Yeah, I jumped the gun there.
It's okay.
There was a pregnant pause. I wanted to fill the pregnant pause. It's my bad.
It's okay. Let's start with you, though. So your sleeper team in the NFL is going to be the Tennessee Titans this year, correct?
Right, and I guess it, by definition, is sleeper because no one's talking about them as under-discussed of a number 1 overall pick at quarterback that I can remember is Cam Ward because it was a foregone conclusion, and all the focus then went the Travis Hunter route and the who's the next quarterback and then the Shedeur slide. As a matter of fact, Mario Cristobal hates Mel Kiper now because of the coverage of his former quarterback, Cam Ward. I think that if I want to pick any sleeper team, I think the Tennessee Titans would be mine.
There's beef between Kiper and Mario Cristobal?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
How do I miss some of this stuff sometimes?
Someone asked Mario Cristobal about who he talked to media-wise. He said he talked to pretty much everyone. And then someone mentioned Mel Kiper, and he goes, never heard of him. So as many NFL products that have entered the league from Mario Cristobal, apparently he just never got around to hearing about Mel Kiper, or he just does not like the guy after that performance last month.
I like your choice. Because Coach Callahan, the current head coach there who took over when Mike Vrabel got fired, I really like that pick because I think Cam Ward, the way he handled himself, Christian, during the NFL draft process, the combine process, I watched a little bit of the behind-the-scenes stuff with him and Shedeur Sanders. I thought both of them were great. I think Cam Ward is plug and play. I do. I think Cam Ward is going to be really good. So based off of that pick, I could see the Titans easily winning 8 games. Now, maybe Christian, you could check with our good friends at some point because you're on the lasso of truth here. I got to get at some point check and see what that Titan over under season win total is with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet because I'll tell you what, I might be betting that over this year. All right, next question, Christian. I think this is an easy one, and I think you're probably gonna. I think we might be eye to eye on this one. Who stays the same? What team stays the same this year in the NFL? Go ahead, because I almost gave away my team.
Yeah, I think that we thought this team's season in 2024 was all because of injury, and they got very unlucky. But I think we're going to see a decision have to be made at the quarterback position for the San Francisco 49ers. Missing the playoffs last year, a year after going to overtime in the Super Bowl, having a coin flip chance to beat Mahomes, having Mahomes beat for a portion of time in that Super Bowl against the Chiefs. The San Francisco 49ers, and specifically Brock Purdy, will remain the same as it did last year, which is not a playoff team.
That's crazy.
And then all of a sudden you go from franchise quarterback Brock to let's just reload because Brock Purdy's great on a rookie contract, specifically a rookie contract that you got as Mr. Irrelevant, the cheapest possible drafted rookie contract. He's not great if you want to pay him over $35 million per year. I think the 49ers are yet again going to miss the playoffs.
You're down on Purdy. You're not a Purdy guy. We've done this. So, folks, we've done this with Christian Cat on Russo and Rizzo before, and Colin got on you. He got on you about you not being a Brock Purdy guy. You wouldn't give Purdy money. No. You wouldn't give him that big contract.
I wouldn't give him the shirt off my back. I wouldn't give Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy had his moment in the sun. He had all of the perfect ingredients for
an
offense.
Hurt. The whole team, Christian, the whole team got hurt. There's nothing to that?
Nothing to that? I want my quarterbacks to elevate the players around him, not the players around him to elevate him as a quarterback.
I see. All right, so Christian's going with the 49ers to stay the same, not the team that I have. So I think you'll like the team that I have because it's been consistently the same for a very long time. Christian, who takes a step back? What team maybe had a good year last year that might take a step back coming into the NFL season this year?
Got to be the Commanders. No one is going to be taken by surprise from the Washington Commanders. They're going to be in prime time a whole lot in 2025. I believe they have 5 or more primetime games. And Jaden Daniels is great. I think sophomore slump wouldn't be the words that I used because a sophomore slump for Jaden Daniels would probably mean missing the playoffs. I think they still make it in as a wild card team like they did last year, but he's not going to be an MVP candidate like he was last year. I think Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders take a step back, which I think is to be expected.
So this is the first one that we have the same team. Christian, they're not going to the NFC Championship. Let me get that out of the way. And listen, if Commander fans are listening, it's a very early take. So this is May 15th. We won't know who's going to be in the NFC Championship game for, 10 months here? But I could almost guarantee that team will not be there. I think there are a lot of other sleeper teams in the NFC that are going to be coming up this year. I expect the division to be better. I expect Dallas to be a lot better this year. Philly's coming off of a Super Bowl win. I don't think the Commanders are going to go to the NFC Championship. That's why I have them as my step-back team. And for everything you said about Jaden Daniels, I think he's going to be great. All right? I just don't know if you could reciprocate a season like that. That's insanity to do that during your rookie season. We've barely seen that within the NFL. All right, last one for you, Christian, on our NFL questionnaire. Where do I go out to eat with my uncle tonight?
This one's tough for me. He's in Fort Lauderdale.
But he's coming up. My Uncle Jay is my dad's, so my godmother, my Auntie Laura, my dad's sister, it's her husband. And he's one of my favorite people on the planet. And he's not seen my apartment yet. He wants to see the setup. I'll probably take him to the station at some point, show him around a little bit. So he's going to be here in West Palm Beach. I need a place in West Palm Beach. Like I said, I usually go Elisabetta's. To public belief, Mike Rizzo is down 10 pounds. I know it doesn't really look like it, but I am down 10 pounds. I do not, if I go to Elisabetta's, Christian, I'm eating 3,000 calories. There's no in between. I'm eating bread. I'm eating appetizers. We're getting calamari. I'm getting pasta. I'm getting the giant piece of veal parmesan. Where do I go to eat with the uncle tonight?
Now, so Uncle, big Italian guy too.
So he's not Italian, but he is Italian. He's been with the family for so long, he is Italian. So does that make sense? He's not from the Italian side of the family. My auntie, who's 100% Sicilian, married my Uncle Jay, who is, I believe Uncle Jay is English and Scottish. But, that's his roots.
Okay.
So.
And it has to be in West Palm. That reminds me of in the FX show The Bear, where this guy name's Cousin. That's pretty much his character name is Cousin. Same relationship where he's not in the family, or he's not blood relation to the family, but he pretty much is the family.
Exactly. He's
not even Italian.
Christian
has all the mannerisms as someone that's from Italy.
When you are, and you're Italian, like when you hang out with Italians and are married into an Italian family, you become Italian. Listen. It just happens. So that's what's going on. I need a place to eat with the uncle tonight. Now, our GM, Stephanie Prince, gave me a couple of spots. But, Steph is, she's in at the most exclusive places in West Palm Beach because she can, and she knows everybody here. I don't know anybody here listen, I know people here, but it's to the point where I'm not at the point of Stephanie Prince, the GM of ESPN West Palm Beach.
Okay.
So I need somewhere to eat tonight.
Got a spot for you.
Let's hear it.
Hot spot opened last year. You like yourself some Asian food, don't you, Mike Rizzo?
I love it. Oh, God. Christian, I could eat a barrel of beef lo mein.
How about Peking duck? You fan of duck?
I don't eat duck.
Why?
I got a rule, man. I do.
Why don't you eat duck?
I can't eat duck, dude.
Why can't you eat duck?
Because I love ducks. I think they're majestic creatures. I can't get, and like one of my best friends is a hunter, Ryan, shout out Ryan. He's a hunter, and him and his dad would hunt the ducks, and I always had an issue with that. I said, how are you killing ducks?
Well, then I'm going to have
such a beautiful animal.
I'm not
going to kill a duck?
I'm going to kill a duck. I'm going to eat a duck. There's more than 5 ways to skin a duck.
Now, I have had duck before. It's gamey. A little gamey, Christian.
They've got this rosin sauce on it. Are you kidding? The way the Chinese make duck is unbelievable. Have you ever had Chinese duck, like Peking duck?
Christian, I've had duck one time, and it was from my buddies who hunted it that his dad knows a great recipe. I can't do duck. I don't eat duck.
Listen, Ohioan duck is not Chinise duck. Okay, you had roadkill. Congratulations.
Oh, come on, man. That's a shot. That's a shot.
I mean, it's not a shot. That is common knowledge.
Roadkill?
Yes.
What's the difference between Ohio duck and a Florida duck?
Okay, I didn't say it was Florida duck. I said it was Chinese.
Christian, a Chinese duck. Where do you think they're getting the duck? They're getting it from the state of Florida, right?
I don't think that they're pulling it next to the iguanas and getting that duck. I think
so, Christian, you were telling me to go to what's this place called?
It's called Blackbird.
You're telling me to go to Blackbird and get a duck.
Dude.
I'm not going to Blackbird and getting duck.
Okay.
So my uncle's more of steak. Let's put it this way. The money is not an issue tonight. Money's never an issue with my Uncle Jay. He wants to go to the best of the best. He wants to probably the best slab of meat around.
Go somewhere on the island then.
Christian, we could eat. Dude, you know how much I could eat. You've seen me eat. That's why, I'm not, if I'm eating tonight, I want it to be a giant, 20 ounces of meat, asparagus, rice, and a salad, and maybe a soup.
Then you should pick a steakhouse. This seems I feel like when you are trying to make a big event out of a meal, steakhouse is the way to go because the sides are almost just as good as the steak that you order. Like the potatoes au gratin, are you kidding me? Fantastic. Any type of broccoli cheese concoction, yeah, that too.
So I love cheese, and I hear you. Staying away from cheese right now. Like I said, Christian, steak, probably a little hot sauce on the side because I'm obsessed with hot sauce.
Put hot sauce on your steak?
I put hot sauce on everything. Everything.
That's insane.
Everything.
Hot sauce on a steak? That's worse than putting ranch on a steak.
I don't do ranch on a steak. But, Christian, I've never, let's put it this way. I didn't even like hot sauce until I graduated from college. And I came home, and my brother had And my brother at the time, he was he was still living at home. He brought out one of the, God, what's it, Jwala? I can't even pronounce it.
Oh.
And
Waka?
I had, sure. Let's go with that. And I had it. Now I'm a hot sauce connoisseur. I love it. I put it on my eggs, Christian, douse it. I want to feel the tang, baby.
I feel like there are
Brandon, so hang on, we got Brandon checking in. First off, 888-760-3776. If you want to call in, you could chat on in on the YouTube chat at ESPN West Palm. We're streaming live on Twitter X, YouTube, Facebook, all that great stuff. You can get us on your radio dial, 106.3, and that ESPN app. Go to listen live, ESPN West Palm Beach. Brandon says, how's it going, fellas? We're good, B. Good to see you. Good to hear from you. And he says, can't be the Commanders, guys. It has to be the Vikings on the team. He's taking a step. That's going to take a step back. And he says hot sauce on a steak is a sin.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Might be onto something. You guys, listen.
I've literally
no
never
problem.
have heard of that.
I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. No problem. No problem.
Are you going to stop?
Know that. No, God, no. God, no. I love hot sauce.
This is it. This is bad.
But, with hot sauce, Christian, it's not like the sauce that's going to stay on it. Like, you dip it in hot sauce, it's just got little dribbles on it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to smother the piece of meat.
So when you go to a steakhouse, they don't have hot sauce on the table. Do you ask them?
I ask for a hot sauce and like a cup I could dip it in. Because I put the hot sauce in a cup, I cut my piece of meat, slap it on into the thing.
That's like Neanderthal behavior.
Christian, do you have the chew hotkey? Do you have the bite? Can you give me a bite hotkey?
There's a bite hotkey right here. That was more like a wafer being chewed on. Maybe the next one will get it because there's a couple on there. That's potato chips.
Maybe.
It's there actually aren't noises made when you bite into a steak.
No, you're right. It's kind of thing. Sure,
but
we'll
hot
go with
sauce,
that. We'll go with
I'm still stuck on that, and we have places to be and things to do on the show.
It's okay.
But that's going to be a recurring theme, especially when Tina gets on here, and that's the first question that I'm going to ask Katie.
We are loaded with Christina Costanza today. I have a ton of content for Tina today. Folks, it's the NFL questionnaire today on Theoretically Speaking, 888-760-3776, that number to call on in. Give me a sleeper team in the NFL. Who stays the same? What team stays the same? Who's gonna be? I gotta give it before I go. The Steelers. My God, they've been the same team for a decade. We'll hear from Evan Cohen talking about the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers later on in the show. Which team takes a step back, and where do I take my uncle out to eat tonight? I am first off. We got to give away a Duffy's gift card, too. So, Christian, do we got to take some calls going into the break here?
So here is how Theoretically Trivia goes. For those who do not know, I'm talking to our audience now, not Mike Rizzo. So, earmuffs, Mike. Because you already know this. I don't want to give you information you already know.
Earmuffs.
Pretty much it goes the host, Mike Rizzo, normally Theo, versus myself, CCAT, producer. Cade Chumsland comes in, gives a topic, and we go head-to-head in trivia. During the break, before we come into our trivia segment, we're taking callers. All the callers have to do is pick either Mike Rizzo or CCAT, myself, on who they think is going to win. We'll take two callers. The first guy gets to choose. The second guy is stuck with the other person. And whoever's champion wins this trivia battle gets a $25 Duffy's gift card.
And folks, if you are one of the contestants, I will have you take the questionnaire today. So 888-760-3776 is that number. We got a Duffy's gift card and trivia on the line. Do you want to be Team Cat, PGA Cat, I'm calling them today, or do you want to be Team Riz? Let's actually, Christian, before we go to timeout, let's get a leaderboard update with that PGA tournament that we got going on, brought to you by Paint Care Florida.
I'm glad you asked, Rizzo, because I've got it on the TV in front of me. I have somehow been able to focus on you and not the golf. So we will do a leaderboard update brought to you by Pain Care Florida. Their specialists use state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting. Start living today. This leaderboard update is also brought to you by the Breakers Palm Beach, Kaiser University, and PGA Golf Club. Not really a star-studded leaderboard so far in the PGA Championship. That featured group, Scotty, Xander, Rory, the OWGR, ranked golfers 1, 2, and 3. they are nowhere to be found
What do you
in
mean?
the top of the leaderboard.
Dude, I took Xander plus 1,200. What's going on over there?
You got to go all the way to tied for 15th to find somebody in that group. It's Scotty Scheffler at 2 under. Here is your leaderboard update. Ryan Gerard, he is head and shoulders above the field through 16 holes at 7 under. It's a logjam, per usual, on the first day of the tournament. Tied for second at 4 under. 3 shots off the lead. The European Ryder Cup captain Luke Donald, Ryan Fox, who won last weekend to get a spot in this tournament. Alex Smalley also tied for second. Steven Yeager is tied for second. And the other captain in the Ryder Cup, the United States of America captain, Keegan Bradley, at 4 under. Scroll a little bit further to find some other notables at 3 under, 4 shots off the lead. You have Bobby Mack, Robert McIntyre, and Matt Fitzpatrick. As I mentioned before, Scotty Scheffler tied for 15th at 2 under. That is your leaderboard update brought to you by Pain Care Florida. Let's open up these Baptist Health Hotline.
The Baptist Health Hotline, folks, is 888-760-3776. If you want to win a Duffy's gift card, 888-760-3776 on the Baptist Health Line. Christian and I will be battling out in trivia. I'll have you take the questionnaire as well. You are listening to Theoretically Speaking, Mike Rizzo and Christian Catt on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Big news, West Palm Beach. Greenway Kia is rolling out the red carpet for our grand reopening, and you're invited. Right now, drive home in a new 2024 Kia Telluride. Luxury, performance, and value starting at just $38,998. No tariffs, just huge savings. Get incentives up to $11,000 off MSRP on select new Kias. Got a trade-in? We need it. Any make, any model, any condition. We'll give you up to $6,000 over Kelley Blue Book value towards the purchase of any red tag Kia in stock. Worried about credit? Don't be. If you got a job bringing home $350 a week, we want to improve your credit today. So what are you waiting for? Come celebrate our grand reopening at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800 New Kias or visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
With approval through KFA, stock number SG005991, MSRP $45,235, plus tax tag and $9.99 admin fee. Negative equity refinance. Offers don't combine.
Did you miss Theoretically Speaking? My wife is a docent in training for the Norton Museum of Art. She is a woman of the arts. She works in the arts.
So, Tina, what's a docent?
A docent?
Is it kind of like a tour guide?
Yeah, they're the historian. They get into the depth of what you're actually looking at instead of you just looking at the piece yourself and saying, oh, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be me.
That would be me, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Just like how she can watch a game here and there and be like, yeah, I like that. She fills me in on the arts, I get her on the sports. Pablo Picasso, have you heard of?
It's Theoretically Speaking, weekdays at 2, here on ESPN 106.3.
Introducing DQ Grill & Chill's new sauced and tossed buffalo chicken strips. A basket of 100% all-white meat seasoned chicken strips now being served with blue cheese or ranch dressing dips. The blizzard of the month is s'mores and mixing bowl mashup. Fresh cookie dough bites and brownie batter for a unique sweet treat. Don't forget a DQ Grill & Chill cake this season. Stop in and pick one up or get a custom order. DQ Grill & Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smithball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on. Hey, it's Theo, and I've asked you this before, I'll ask you again. Is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home? If the answer is no, EDS is yes. That's right. EDSisyes.com. They have been servicing Palm Beach County and the greater area since 2006, keeping you cool, keeping me cool. And you know I like my house nice and breezy, especially as the temperatures are rising. The summer months, they are hitting us in the face like a pound of bricks, and you got to make sure your AC is on point. EDS is Palm Beach County's trusted AC and plumbing expert. They'll make sure your air and water flow perfectly so you can relax in comfort. And best of all, you know this, they have flexible financing options. Your budget will not stand in between you and the comfort you deserve. I have the Gold Plan. That gives me 2 checkups every year, as well as 15% off repairs. Go online, check it out yourself. See if you can use the good people at EDSisyes.com. Call today or visit the website. When comfort matters, EDS is yes.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theo Red. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey. Christian Cap behind the glass, and in studio now is our good friend Cade Chumslin. Before we get into all that, folks, as I said, this is Theoretically Speaking. We're streaming live on YouTube at ESPN West Palm Beach, Twitter X at ESPN West Palm Beach, Facebook, all the good stuff. We're on the radio dial at 106.3 FM, and on that ESPN app, go to Listen Live and go all the way down to W, where you'll find ESPN West Palm Beach. Now, from my understanding, Tony in Lake Worth dropped on the phone line, the Baptist Health Hotline. Folks, 888-760-3776. We need one more contestant. For our trivia. We got a Duffy's gift card on the line, 888-760-3776. If you want a chance to win a Duffy's gift card, we got Cade Chumslin in the house who's going to be doing some trivia. Christian and myself are going to be going back and forth. But if you want to win a Duffy's gift card, 888-760-3776. Cade Chumslin, how you doing, man?
I am doing fantastic, Rizzo.
So you got to take the questionnaire.
Okay, fine.
So today I have the questionnaire. It's the NFL questionnaire based off of the NFL schedule. Cade Chumslin, give me a sleeper team that you think is going to rise up in the ranks in the NFL.
It pains me to say it as a Houston Texans fan, but I think the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's a good pick.
Have a lot to say this year.
It's a good pick.
I think there are the right pieces there. I think there's now a good coach there to help Trevor Lawrence that, if all goes well, which historically has not worked out in Jacksonville's favor, but as far as doing the right things in the offseason to set yourself up for success, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars have done that.
As a Brown fan, I hated to see Travis Hunter go, and certainly Liam Cohen, the new head coach there in Jacksonville, I think has a lot of big plans for Travis Hunter, to Cade's point. Now, Cade, give me a team who's going to stay the same.
I like the Denver Broncos staying right there.
9-ish, 10-ish wins.
Yeah, that 7 spot vying for a wild card position, because I did not think they were going to do as well last year, and they would have been my team to step up. So the fact that they did so well means I think they're probably just going to stay the same. They've got a lot of good pieces. It's just the AFC is so tough right now that I don't necessarily see them obviously going for their division and anywhere higher than a 6th spot right now. So give me a 9 or 10 win Broncos team again.
Who's taking a step back?
And this is like a cop-out answer for me, but you don't see the Washington Commanders being right where they were last
year,
right?
And Christian and I we all picked the Commanders in this.
It's like,
I mean, are they going to go back to the NFC Championship game? I don't think so.
It's almost like a cop-out answer, I feel like, because of how much success they were to put on in that first season.
And then lastly, Cade, and I believe we do have a second contestant here, but lastly, where do I take my uncle to eat tonight in West
You got to
Palm
go
Beach?
to Flanagan's, brother.
Okay.
You got to go to Flanagan's. This is the ultimate number one spot for me. Anytime I've got friends or family in town, you got to go to Flanagan's.
Okay,
that is the ultimate sports bar here in West Palm Beach. Yeah, sorry, C-Cat, if I'm doing a promo for Flanagan's, but I'm calling for them.
Now, Christian, the ultimate sports bar here in West Palm Beach is Duffy's. But I believe, Christian, we do have two contestants. We do have two contestants on the Baptist Health Hotline. Who is our first contestant?
First guy we got, he's a longtime caller. First-time caller into Rizzo hosting, theoretically speaking, because there's only been 3 of these so far. He's a big Ravens fan.
Okay.
And he's Larry from Boynton.
So
and Larry from Boynton gets to choose between you or me in terms of who he thinks is going to win, theoretically, trivia.
So we're going to the Baptist Health Hotline right now. Larry, are you there? Can you hear me, partner?
Hey, yes. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm great, Larry. Can I have you take the questionnaire real quick?
Absolutely.
Who's your sleeper team in the NFL this year?
Mike Vrabel and the Patriots.
Ooh.
I think he's
Solid.
really going to turn that team around.
Good NFL. They had a great draft. They did great in free agency. Larry, I think a lot's riding on Drake May, but I like your pick. What team stays the same?
My Ravens. I think they're going to have another great year signing that extension with Henry. I think they're going to stay about the same, about 12 wins.
Larry, who takes a step back?
Pittsburgh. They still don't even have a quarterback. Even if Aaron Rodgers goes in there, they're trying to bring on Randall Cobb. I don't think they're going to do anything. I think that they're going to stay the same.
And then, Larry, where do I take my uncle out to eat tonight? Last one. West Palm, in West Palm.
Del Rey, I'd go to Vic and Angelo's. If you're staying up north, I agree with Mr. Chumsley, and Flanagan's is a good bet.
But hang on, we are sponsored. Listen, Duffy's is the sports bar of choice, but absolutely. Larry, are you going to go with me or Christian?
I'm going to go with you this time.
My man, Larry, my man.
All
so
right.
Larry is gonna go with the Browns fan, the Raven fan, going with the Brownie fan. All right, who's next up on the Baptist Health Hotline to win a Duffy's gift card?
Next up, we've got, hailing from West Palm Beach, we've got Darrid. Jared, but with a D at the front. Darrid.
D, what's going on, partner?
Not too much. Nice to be on with you guys.
Can I have you take the survey real quick?
Sure.
Who's your sleeper team in the NFL?
The Chicago Bears. I think Ben Johnson's going to turn them around this year.
Even with the news coming out today of Caleb not wanting to go there originally.
Yeah, I don't think that matters. I think Ben Johnson's a good guy, and he's already made good moves for the roster. So I think they're going to take a huge step forward.
D, what team stays the same?
My Miami Dolphins. Never quite getting over the hump, but always trying.
So 5 primetime games, by the way, for the Dolphins this year. That's something to look out for.
Yeah, crazy.
Darren, what team takes a step back?
The Detroit Lions. They just lost a little too much with their coaching staff, and I don't think they can keep it up.
Where do I go out to eat with my uncle in West Palm Beach tonight?
The only right decision would be Duffy's.
Thank you, Darren. My man, Duffy's, baby. And that's what is on the line right now. So, Darren, you don't have a choice. You have to go with Christian Keck because my man Lair picked me. This is Duffy's Trivia with Cade Chumslin, the winner. If I win, Larry gets the gift card. If C-Cat wins, our buddy Darren gets the gift card. Cade, take it away, partner.
All right, so I got to do a little bit of explaining for this category. I watched 2.5 hours of Jeopardy last night.
Did you hear
I'm
that?
in my bag
Is
right
that,
now.
Christian, this kid watched 2.5 hours of Jeopardy for this bit right here. So I'm expecting some big things.
That's less ridiculous, and this is a sports talk radio show. It's a sports talk radio station. That's better time spent than watching the NFL schedule release. Like, that was better time spent watching 2.5 hours of Jeopardy than if you put on NFL Network. So I'm proud of that, Cade.
All right. So for this one, the category, I'm calling it AFC alliteration. Mike, are you aware of what the word alliteration means?
Come on. No, I'm not going to bail you out here. Think about it.
Alliteration.
It's one word, not alliteration. Alliteration.
Alliteration. Like a...
Hot start, Larry. You can't feel very good. Alliteration is 2 words or maybe 3 words, a sequence of words that all start with the same letter.
Is it like
So, An
Not like
alliteration for a wide receiver in the NFL would be
WR? Like
no. Jerry Jeudy.
Okay.
Maybe Kevin Cobb.
Okay.
Maybe, let's see.
It's basically 2 words start with the same letter. That's it.
2 words.
Two or three words that start with the same letter. That's it.
Larry, I would not.
This isn't even a question.
Listen, partner. Larry, I would not. Cade went mathematic formula for trivia. I thought I was going to get who was the quarterback for the Broncos during their Super Bowl run. Instead, I'm going in back to English class. Cade, just go.
Do we need to call Theo from Greece? Or
just go
right now. He might have a better chance.
Cade, just go.
All right.
Just
so
go.
how this works is, Rizzo, if you check in, it would sound like this. If I check in first, it'll sound like this.
Okay. All right.
And we have 5 questions. The winner has their champion winning a $25 Duffy's gift card.
All right, here we go. The first one. I'm super intrigued on how this is going to go now. The quality of a fox in the Steel City. AFC alliteration.
The Steelers?
Okay, so
the quality of a fox. That was an answer. So now I'm on the clock here.
Yeah, you are.
The quality of a fox in the Steel City. Silver Steelers.
No, I'm looking for the Sly Steelers. A sly fox?
Okay.
Ring a bell?
It
Anyone?
does. A sly fox has
Sly
been,
fox?
I don't know where that came from, but I'm aware of the phrase.
All right.
What in the hell trivia did I sign up
Let's
for?
go for another one.
All right.
Bradley Cooper's Marvel character at the Sphere.
That was the newest Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper.
Well, Bradley, give me the question again.
Bradley Cooper's Marvel character at the Sphere.
Yeah, I don't, Christian.
Why did you check in?
Because I thought.
Didn't have to check in.
Listen, Star-Lord is what came to my mind. I was going to go Star-Lord Sphere.
Okay.
I'm wrong.
Star-Lord is Chris Pratt, so that's close.
Yeah, and
kind of.
Bradley Cooper Marvel. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm waving the white flag on this one as well.
Okay, so you're on the right track with Guardians of the Galaxy. He voices Rocket. So I'm looking for the Rocket Raiders because the Sphere is in Las Vegas.
Is Rocket Raider a phrase I should be familiar with?
No, it's slim.
Okay.
AFC alliteration.
It's
alliteration.
Christian, you don't know. Hang on.
We're forgetting.
I got a lot of crap for not knowing what an alliteration is. You don't know what it is either.
I know what it is. I do not know how to apply it. All right.
Let's try again.
2 for the both of us. Here comes round 3.
All right.
A fall festival apple game with those from the Mile High City.
Bobbing Broncos.
Oh, I got to hike first. I got to hike first.
I would have said the same thing.
Go
Bobbing
ahead,
Broncos.
it's okay.
Bobbing Broncos is correct.
All good. All good.
All right. CCAP finally on the board.
Is there another category? Is there another category today, or is it all
Maybe
this?
the next time you fill in on a Wednesday
fair
or
enough,
Thursday.
Fair enough.
Here
so
we
now,
go.
Rizzo, you got to get this one
or I'm
to
cooked.
push it to OT.
Or I'm cooked.
No, we're on 4. We're on 4 right now.
My
He's
bad.
got a chance. It's 0-1 after
Christian,
3.
you slide dog, man.
Here comes number 4. The home of Dracula in Nashville.
Transylvanian Titans.
Yes.
That's a winner.
I was going to go Castlevania as well, so I would have been wrong.
We're stuck on the alliteration.
Larry, they sold me. They sold me down the river on this, man. I thought we were going trivia. I thought alliteration. Larry, am I in English class here? What's going on? They set me up.
You got hoodwinked. Yeah, congratulations, Jared.
Larry, thanks so much, partner. Thank you so much. And Darren, congratulations. D, you there? Are you ready to have your victory speech?
Yeah, so I don't have a speech, but I think I might have done a little bit better if I competed for myself.
Fair enough. D, you know what, D? You might be onto something there. Darren, appreciate your points of trivia and taking the questionnaire. That was a little Duffy's trivia for a Duffy's gift card with our good friend Ed Cade at Chums. And thank you to all who called into the Baptist Health Line at 888-760-3776. Cade, my man, appreciate you coming in and doing some great trivia with us today. We got to take a time out, though, and when we come back, we'll continue our NFL conversations. This is Theoretically Speaking. Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey, Christian Cap behind the glass, and our good buddy Cade Chumson on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063. This is ESPN 1063, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 1063, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man!
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Mike Rizzo here with the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. We're still getting used to teams like Oregon, USC, and UCLA being in the Big Ten. The Big Ten announced today it saw its revenue soar to $928 million, with projections to exceed $1 billion during the current 2025 fiscal year. That is according to the 2024 tax statement that they released and The Athletic. But the Big Ten cleaning up the money and continuing to grow. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The FAU MBA in Sport Management Program.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey. Christian Cat behind the glass. You can listen to us live on that ESPN app. Go to the Listen Live tab. Scroll down to ESPN West Palm Beach. We are streaming live at ESPN West Palm on Twitter, X, YouTube, and Facebook.
As a matter of fact, I played some golf this morning.
Did
the
you?
Starter had one of those JBL speakers, and what was he listening to?
Evan Cohen and Unsportsmanlike, baby.
Yeah. So, there's different ways out there to listen to a nationally broadcasted radio show. So I asked, are you listening to ESPN 106.3? He said yes. So I said, make sure you listen all day long because we're live and local, 2 to 6. And he said, yeah, Russo and Rizzo. I was like, come on now. Are you kidding me? I was so excited. Yeah.
Job done, Christian. Job done. And to Christian's point, your smart speaker, play ESPN West Palm. It's that simple. It's that simple. Do what the starter did over at Lost Lake.
Yeah.
How'd you play today?
Pretty good.
Good.
Pretty good.
Good. Well, folks, it's time to do the Get Around, presented by Lytle Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath.
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Round and round. Check it go. I get around.
Next stop.
The Get Around, where we jump around from city to city, topic to topic, to pretty much a conglomeration of a bunch of headlines. We're starting in Los Angeles, California. Just don't look now. The 2028 Olympics are just around the corner, 3 years from now. But if you'll remember, flag football will make its debut when the games come to the States in 3 years. Currently, the NFL owners are discussing whether or not they will allow NFL players who are under contract to play in the Olympic Games in flag football. Now, Mike, you're a football fan. You're a Browns fan.
Huge fan.
If you had someone like Tyreek Hill on your team, someone like Justin Jefferson, would you want them playing in the Olympics?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, Christian, I deal with this on the football side of things, soccer. As you know, you are too, but we're Manchester United fans. I'm a fanatic of United.
Red.
Exactly. Red Devils, baby. Glory, glory, Man United. Christian, what does my head in, and that's a soccer term, what does my head in is when guys get hurt on international break and they're unavailable for the team. And listen, these guys are going to play for their countries. I think it's great that they do. But I don't have to like it because they go out on international duty, they get hurt, and then the team has to deal with it. So no, I do not want any of my players playing in this. And selfishly enough, I love me the World Baseball Classic. I'll tell you what, Cade Smith better not be throwing a baseball in the World Baseball Classic. You could have, Jose Ramirez could go play for his country. The hitters are fine. I just don't want my pitchers pitching in this. Okay. Does that make sense?
It does, but in flag football, you don't want anybody.
No, nobody. I can't have someone tearing an ACL. Now, from my understanding, the United States has really good men flag football players. They're good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of them have been outspoken, saying that the NFL players won't be good at flag.
Back off. This is our territory.
But to the point where they legitimately think they are better flag players than the NFL players. Now, I don't. Listen, with all due respect, there are great flag football players. That's just not true, in my opinion.
If you were that great, you'd be making $1 million.
That's what I mean. I just don't think that's true. But maybe let those guys have, let them have their time.
Now,
this not their? They've been playing it their whole life. Isn't this their moment?
Mike Rizzo, we will be hearing a different Mike Rizzo in August or whenever the Olympics are in the summer, 2028, when Cambodia runs up the score in the United States. And we're sitting here down 35-12 because
the competitive juices will be flowing. Christian, I did this. I believe it was very early on. 2024, the Olympics were this past summer, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was here at ESPN West Palm, and Jess Welke, I always get her name wrong here. She works here, her title wrong. She works with us here at ESPN West Palm, but she had a real problem with what I said about the Olympics. I only care about the gold medal count. I couldn't care less about silver and bronze. And maybe that's a take frozen in hell. These people and these athletes work their entire life, Christian, to get a medal and get on the podium. But I'm a red-blooded American, man. I want gold. I want first place. And a lot of people had a problem with that. So you're probably right. I want gold in flag football. And darn it, if that is Tyreek Hill burning everybody on a vertical route and catching 5 touchdowns a game, all right, sign me up.
Next stop,
Indianapolis, Indiana. Have you ever been, Riz?
I have. I was there for the Final Four in 2010.
Well, we're here today because, like every other team in the NFL, the Colts put together their own high-effort schedule release video. unlike every other team in the NFL, they had to take it down. Now, one of the reasons they deleted their Minecraft-themed schedule release video was because, to illustrate the Miami Dolphins in Week 1, there was a dolphin in a Tyreek Hill jersey getting arrested by the Coast Guard. All fun jokes, ha, ha, ha.
I'm sorry, that is pretty funny.
Did you hear about this yet?
This is the first I'm hearing it. So, to open up the curtain a little bit, I had to do Inter Miami soccer all last night. I missed everything. We were at the the Florida Panthers facility. I had to come in and do Inter Miami from about Christian. I was here from 9 to 1:30 in the morning.
Okay, so you are kind of in the dark on this.
I am in the dark, but I did see. I was doom scrolling before bed at 2 a.m. last night. And I did see all the NFL teams like making their memes for each team. I thought that was pretty cool.
So the Colts have publicly apologized and privately apologized to the agents of Tyreek Hill and Tyreek Hill, Drew Rosenhaus, for the mocking of his run-ins with the police. Should the Colts have taken it down?
No.
The video?
No. You already put it up. You already put it up. I mean, people, it's out there. You know what I mean?
Like it's living
there.
forever. Like people have aggregated it and it's been sent around. You can find it if you just look up Colts schedule release video.
It's there.
Tyreek Hill quote tweeted the video, or like a tweet about the video, and said, "I thought it was funny."
Yeah.
And so like they really never took it seriously.
Right.
And probably one manager that oversees the social media or oversees the digital media over there, the Colts, got really insecure and afraid of ramifications and told it to delete it.
So
how
about
trouble?
How about this? If Tyreek's okay with it, I'm okay with it. Is that fair?
Yeah, and also, I mean, we've seen Tyreek Hill have run-ins with the police, not just that famous one where he got pulled over and put in handcuffs before a game, but also for other serious infractions. So Tyreek Hill
not his first run-in, correct?
Yeah, he doesn't really have the benefit of the doubt in that circumstance, but that brings us
next stop
to the Bronx, New York, because the Subway Series is this weekend at Yankee Stadium.
Going to be fun. Judge hot as a blowtorch still. Mets very good team.
And some added sugar on the Subway Series is the return of Juan Soto. He very publicly made it clear that he was going to go to the highest bidder this past offseason, leaving the New York Yankees in free agency in favor of the New York Mets. When asked about the potential boo birds that might rain down on Juan Soto in his return to the Bronx, Soto said he doesn't mind.
No.
Should Yankees fans boo Juan Soto despite Juan Soto delivering them a World Series berth, the first World Series berth since 2009 for the Yankees?
You got to. Yeah.
You got to boo him.
You got to boo him. You went to the Mets. You know what I mean? Like, if you would have went to the Dodgers or whatever, like, fine. You went to the Mets.
Maybe not the Dodgers.
But
maybe not the Dodgers, Red Sox, or Mets. Everyone else, I think, is fair game.
Even the Dodgers, I don't think you boo them for the Dodgers. You boo them for your rivals. But the Sox.
How is that different from Kevin Durant going to the Warriors?
It's fair. But granted, like, do Yankee fans hate the Dodgers? Like,
now they do.
I mean, why? Because
he just lost in the World Series to them.
Team, though.
That's a historic rivalry, too, in the World Series.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe Christian, you're the Yankee fan. I think you're the one we got to ask for this. But I say yes. He went to the Mets, for God's sakes. You got to boo him. Now, one thing I want to ask Met fan out. Met fan was complaining about Juan Soto. Now, Pete Alonso has been the class of that team this year with 36 RBIs and 9 bombs. But Juan Soto has 8 home runs, 20 RBIs, 33 walks, and 30 strikeouts. Like, this guy is still Juan Soto. And Met fan was like, they're first place in the division. And they're complaining that Juan Soto doesn't have the numbers that Aaron Judge has. I can't take that serious, man.
He doesn't have the numbers that Aaron Judge has. He also does not have the numbers that Trent Grisham has, who was the other player that the Yankees acquired in the trade for Juan Soto 2
Christian,
offseasons ago.
I love the mustache. I love the no batting gloves for Trent Grisham. He's like your classic 1935-40 player out there. But, like, dude, come on. Juan Soto's going to have a better year than Trent Grisham. Now, the Yankees are hot, too. They're 25-18. Mets 28-16. Could this be a possible World Series?
Ooh.
Little Subway Series World Series. New York, New York.
I don't know. It's Dodgers until further notice.
Now, I don't think the Dodgers... I said the Dodgers are going to win 117. I don't think that's going to happen. They've kind of, they're 28-15 on the year. They have a great record, best in baseball. But at the same time, like I don't think they're going to great. The win total originally, probably get into baseball here. Juan Soto should be booed by a Yankee fan. I do not have a problem with it.
Next stop.
We're going to Minneapolis, Minnesota on our final stop of the get-around, where we go from headline to headline, city to city. The Timberwolves sent the Warriors packing in pretty much a wire-to-wire clinching win last night, finishing the series in 5 games. The presence of Steph Curry, it was sorely missed by the Golden State Warriors. Coach Steve Kerr, he indicated post-game that with a healthy Steph, this Warriors team could go how far?
I don't even have to think. Whatever. I know we had a shot. I know we could have gone the distance.
Could have gone all the distance, Riz. Is he just looking through his Warriors shaded glasses, or were the Warriors really a championship contender with a healthy Steph?
I can't promise you they'd beat the Thunder, but I think with the way the Wolves played in the series, I think the Warriors beat the Timberwolves, man. These are close games. It's not like I understand last night's game, the scoreline might have been a little the Timberwolves dominated all of last night. They dominated all of Game 5. But the games before that were close. And with Steph Curry on that team, I think the Warriors pull out a couple of those close games. Like I said, can't promise you they beat the Thunder, but I do think they get past the Timberwolves. I don't think the Timberwolves are playing good basketball, particularly.
And that is your get-around.
When we return, folks, we will hear from Christina Costanza, and we will do the happy hour. I got a lot of things for Tina today. I got to update Christian, I got to update you and Tina on that date I went on Sunday. We'll talk a little bit about where I should take my uncle to eat with tea as well. Jam-packed show here. Theoretically speaking, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Every Thursday is a Thirsty Thursday at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. Membership is just $100, and all fans 21 and up get a ticket to every Thursday game and a drink koozie, which unlocks weekly drink specials. Learn more at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
As market dynamics change, the quality and service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Get ready to elevate your driving experience with the all-new 2025 Range Rover Velar P250 Dynamic SE. A stunning blend of luxury performance and technology that will make every drive unforgettable. Right now, you can lease the new Velar for just $809 per month for 36 months. Yes, only $809 a month for a luxury SUV that sets new standards on the road. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Let's go to the Rapids. Go splash, go wild, go together. With over 40 water slides and family-friendly fun, there's something for everyone. Save big on tickets and season passes this summer when you buy online. Upgrade and get unlimited visits, free parking, and more with a season pass. Experience the all-new Mega Mayhem, Florida's first dueling water coaster. Visit RapidsWaterPark.com to buy now. Rapids, South Florida's largest water park. Let's go!
Hey, it's Theo Dorsey, and you know where to go if you want to be in the land of the champions. That is the Kaiser University flagship campus, home of the Seahawks, who, if you've ever watched, if you've ever been, you'll know they keep dropping red banners left and right like it's going out of style. Now 25 and counting NAIA national championships, including the latest one from the men's lacrosse team, which we just watched go back to back to back. They say three-peating, one of the hardest things to do in sport. Maybe not so hard when the Seahawks are roaring the way they're doing. In all of their sports, football has your national title. Women's swimming and diving has done it at the highest of levels and won titles year after year as well, along with the men in the pool. KUSeahawks.com. That's where you can go to stay up to date with all of the Kaiser University athletic programs Check them out as they continue to defend the beach. Baseball, basketball, football, lacrosse, you name it, they're champions in it. KUSeahawks.com. Check out the Kaiser Seahawks for year-round excellence in athletics.
Introducing DQ Grill and Chill's new sauced and tossed buffalo chicken strips. A basket of 100% all-white meat seasoned chicken strips now being served with blue cheese or ranch dressing dips. The blizzard of the month is s'mores and mixing bowl mashup. Fresh cookie dough bites and brownie batter for a unique sweet treat. Don't forget a DQ Grill and Chill cake this season. Stop in and pick one up or get a custom order. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 24 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and Men's Lacrosse title. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey. Christian Catt behind the glass at the City Place Studios. Christina Costanza in the house for the happy hour. And T, what's going on? You don't have a voice?
I woke up this morning and I had no voice.
Tina!
I didn't talk more than usual yesterday. I have definitely talked a lot today. That didn't help probably. But this is what we got.
So Christina Costanza, I like to call her the busiest person in our office. She's always on a call. She's always doing something great. And I think it finally came to bite you in the you-know-what. It finally bit you in the you-know-what. But here's the issue. Is this spreading in the office? Our general manager, Stephanie Prince, has the same issue.
She had a voice yesterday.
So we
kind of a problem. We're in the talking business.
So should you be in studio right now? Is this, granted, I have enough voice, I think, for the entire Palm Beach County.
Yeah.
Would we agree with that?
Yes, I agree.
It booms.
Am I the loudest person you guys know?
It's a baritone.
Hang on. That's a serious question, though. Am I the loudest person you guys know?
Yes.
Christina?
You're pretty even with one of my friends.
Really?
Yes, she is very loud.
Okay.
She doesn't live here anymore, but she is very loud.
So the thing is, sometimes when I'll go to Rizzo and under my breath or sign really quiet quip or joke, he'll repeat the joke at a much higher volume than I never intended.
You probably can't whisper.
And this happened yesterday.
I could whisper.
It happened yesterday in a meeting, and he starts repeating it very loud, involving a person that was not in the room, that was definitely in earshot of the person.
What was this?
We'll talk about it during the break,
okay.
but yes. And sometimes I got to just keep Rizzo out of the jokes that I do mention.
This was our content meeting, by the way, where I found out Stephanie Prince did not have a voice. I could whisper.
Okay, that's
right.
good.
I could whisper.
You gotta watch some ASMR videos and learn how to whisper that way.
Yeah, I know Twitch. I know ASMR.
I didn't say that. I said you should watch some more.
I'm familiar with the content, but I'm the absolute opposite of that. Well, T, you don't have a voice today, but I'll tell you, we're action packed with you today because I mentioned that date that I had scheduled this past Sunday.
Yes.
And listen,
We talked about your outfit.
Yeah, this is
this is an ongoing thing. And on this show, how about that? On this show, too, all of the sequence of events lined up perfectly to when I am hosting the show. I was able to talk about it with Tina. Tina was very thoughtful, and I was very appreciative of her on Sunday. She Sunday night. She reached out to me and asked how the date went. Well, Tina, I didn't respond to you because I was really embarrassed. She ghosted me.
Oh, no.
Tina, she never responded to me. So I texted her at about 8:30 the night before. I said, hey, we still on for tomorrow. Just checking in.
Okay.
Never heard back. It was about, now I'm in my head. The next morning comes, she didn't respond. Now I'm in my head.
Yeah.
Do I call? Do I text? I call about 2 hours before said plans. Nothing. I texted her, hey, we still on for today? I know it's Mother's Day. If you got something going on, we could always reschedule. Nothing.
Okay,
Nothing. And she never responded. And she never responded. To this day.
I'm very shocked by that because I feel like this is like an interesting situation because you guys are in the same apartment complex.
Right.
She got to face the music eventually.
Exactly.
Yes, it's on her right now where it's like it's not like if she said like, hey, I'm sorry, something came up, and then like you could see each other and it not be awkward.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like she ghosted you. She hasn't replied. Like there is going to be an awkward confrontation when you see each other randomly in your apartment.
That's my next question to the both of you. The way I am, the person I am, I'm not even going to acknowledge her. Straightforward.
Wow.
If she has
what if she's right in front of you though?
Walking straight ahead. If she has something to say, she could come up to me. Seriously, I think
what if she got mugged?
That was very inconsiderate.
Like,
what if she got beat up?
You're right.
happened?
Okay, all right, fair.
Yes,
fair.
good job,
But
Zia.
if I see her suntanning, like everything's fine, I'm not gonna say anything.
No,
I'm not. Tina, I think the ball is and listen, I hope nothing is seriously wrong. But at this point, the ball is in her court. She didn't even have the decency to be like, hey, something happened or this and that. Like, God forbid something actually happened to her. I hope everything is okay. But like, I don't think that's the case.
You're reading the obituaries every morning?
No, but I don't think
Check
that's
the booking blotter.
I don't think that's going to be the case. And I've never been ghosted before. That's why I'm so bamboozled. And it was funny because Colin Russo, my host, or a host of Russo and Rizzo that you're going to hear after the show, Colin took it as a joke. Like, oh, of course you've never been ghosted, Mike. Like I was like boasting.
That's kind of crazy though for a date. Like ghosting for a date.
Dude, she picked the spot.
Yeah.
How about that? She picked the spot.
I think if you see her at the pool, yes, you don't go up to her.
Nothing.
You like
you throw your drink in her face.
No, you avoid conversation. But if you see her in like passing, like what if she's at the gym and you're at the gym and you can't avoid her?
I walk out.
But I think you could I think you could just be like the bigger person, like, hey, I don't think you give her another chance unless something crazy happened and it's like terrible and like she has like a real legit reason, like I'm so sorry, and she's like apologetic about it. But I am mind blown that she ghosted you.
Yeah.
So take me back to this night, Mike.
Take me back. I love that.
Which night?
So
Sunday night?
Supposed to be date night.
Okay, so Sunday night when she ghosted me.
On the show, the Thursday prior, we talked about what you were going to wear. You said you had a Jack Sparrow long sleeve white shirt that kind of reminded you of a pirate, but a stylish pirate.
But it's like a Florida look. You know
Florida
what I mean?
Pirate.
It's like a
Florida pirate.
Christian, it's like a Florida going out, it's hot outside, boat shoes.
So you naturally
shorts
wear
kinda
long
look.
sleeves when it's hot outside.
But like it's
sweating.
Guys, it's one of those shirts where the buttons open, it's loose.
And
like
did
it's
you go
a
with
loose,
that?
it's a loose. I wouldn't be sweating in this shirt because I'm wearing shorts and boat shoes.
Wouldn't or didn't? Did you wear the shirt?
Christian, nothing. I didn't wear the shirt because the date never happened. I got ghosted, buddy. She never responded to me.
Oh, so you went to double check? You didn't go to the restaurant?
No,
and wait
no.
there and table for two, but
dude,
the one never shows up?
Honestly, guys, I was really hurt. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not one to get into my feels. As you guys know me pretty well. It takes a lot to get me, in my feels. I actually was in my feels on Sunday. I couldn't even. I was so embarrassed. I didn't even respond to Tina until Monday morning.
So
I didn't. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yep.
Were you guys like texting or anything like after you scheduled the date?
So it was a couple. I hit her up, as I said, on Saturday night.
Yes.
She I sent her something because like she knows that we talked about it on the radio, and she like sent me a clip, and she like
From
laughed.
Friday?
Not from Friday, but from the first time, and she goes, "You're funny, LOL," and I said, "Ha ha ha," whatever. Responded with like an emoji, whatever. That was it. And then we talked about it, and I'm wondering maybe if
Did
something
she listen?
was maybe, and at this point, maybe she didn't like something that we talked about. Well, when did I fill in for Theo? Last Thursday, 1 week ago today. Yeah. So listen, maybe
What if she has a take like on sports that she vehemently disagrees with you?
So she went to. I'm not going to put her on blast, but she went to college in Florida, and she's fans of the Florida teams. I don't think it'd have anything to do with a sports take. I said. I don't know. I just think maybe she thought it was a good idea originally to maybe date a radio show host, and now it's not because it's all out there. Granted, I'm the one putting it out there in the open, and maybe she didn't like that.
So
she could have said that, though.
Yeah, but
Mike, can you do me a favor?
That's my issue too. Hold on, Christian. She said she originally liked it, right? She was laughing at it. She was sending me clips about it, and now nothing. So.
We got to follow this trail of breadcrumbs. You got to retrace your steps. You got to find out what went wrong. So let's open your phone up. Let's, as in you, open up your phone, and we got to read the verbatim texts.
Oh, I deleted them. They're gone. I deleted them. I was very upset Sunday.
How are you going to learn from the tape?
You're right.
This is a buried tape at the football field.
But I buried it. I'm moving on. We're all good. I'm going to take a break from scheduling dates. Okay?
Maybe just no
I'm going to take a little break.
With females that are in your apartment complex.
You're probably right. You're probably on
new cardinal rule. People are like, I don't date in the workplace. And now Mike's saying, I will not date in my apartment complex.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I love my complex. It's great.
Now, Tina, Mike, I'm going to need you to sketch this woman out. And Tina, we need to put a hit out on her. You're the muscle of the program. You're the one who's working out at F45 every single day. We need you to, I don't know, kind of show her that it's unappreciated to ghost one of our friends and co-hosts.
Can we imagine like me coming with this voice?
Oh my gosh. The most threatening.
Are you afraid?
You're mean to my So all right, I got ghosted. T, I got a rebuttal question here. Have you ever ghosted anybody to this level?
I've never ghosted someone, but I'm thinking like if she did listen to the show, if she heard something she didn't like, or she just she changed her mind. I've definitely made up excuses to not go on dates. Like after thinking about it and like just a few days gone by, I've been like, it's so easy to make up something. And I'm sorry, it was on Mother's Day. How easy of a reason to be like, hey, I can't make it. I actually have plans with my mom or something. So I'm upset that she just didn't do anything.
And that's why I told you, I texted her a night before, making sure everything's good and we're going to go. Called her 2 hours before, nothing. Texted her an hour, 30 minutes-ish from when I was supposed to, quote unquote, pick her up, or she was supposed to come over to the apartment because I gave her my apartment number to come over and then we were going to go. And I straight up said, hey, I know it's Mother's Day. If we need to reschedule, whatever, nothing. So I'm thinking an ex-boyfriend got involved.
In that short period of time?
I think so. You have to. Yeah,
No.
It had to have.
I don't know. I don't think that's not where I go. I think maybe she did listen. Maybe she heard something and she just like, oh, it's just, again, for her, it's more awkward now because she did the ghosting and now she has to possibly see you in your apartment complex randomly, whenever, no idea when. And also you're obviously in the community, a radio host. We're out and about in Palm Beach County Treasure Coast. You could be doing a live shit she works at.
Right.
We don't know when you're going to run into her. Now she's in this kind of terrible spot of oh, hey, I'm really sorry. I never replied. And then it's do you believe what she says?
No. But at the same time, I am a bigger person. If she came up to me and apologized, I would, it's okay. You know what I mean? But
yeah, you say it's okay.
Yeah,
and
then move on.
Yeah,
absolutely. And that to the point where you don't look back and you just move on. So I completely agree.
You better not come on next week.
And
I
won't.
Say that you're going on a date with her.
I could guarantee you that me, the kind of guy I am, the loyal guy I am, I can't do that to myself.
Well,
okay.
How hot is she? Listen, Mike, you don't want to close any doors here. You don't want to turn down any opportunities. You're in the saying yes business.
At the same time,
she hurt your feelings. Don't do it.
She did. Oh God. And I'm not one to get in my feelings, dude. Especially with situations like this involving dates and stuff like that. You couldn't even send me a text. And then to top it all off, guys, the Cavaliers got obliterated by about 45 points on Sunday night. That was a terrible Sunday.
Day for you.
Oh, my God. I'm like, all day long I go, because I called my brother, my big bro. And I'm like, he goes, dude, just watch the Cavs. It'll be a 40-point loss. I turned it off at halftime. I went to bed at like 9:30. It was probably the earliest I went to bed in 3 years.
Isn't that amazing? I love going to bed at 9:30.
Problem was I woke up at 5 in the morning and like
exactly.
I'm like, the hell do I do now?
It's great.
What do I do now?
That's a shame. You know what can make you feel better?
What can make me feel better?
A leaderboard update for the big tournament going on at Quail Hollow. This leaderboard update is brought to you by Pain Care Florida. At Pain Care Florida, their specialists use state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting. Start living today. This leaderboard update is also brought to you by the Breakers Palm Beach, Kaiser University, and PGA Golf Club. So it's gotten closer at the top. I told you before, about maybe 45 minutes ago, that Ryan Garrard was head and shoulders above the field. Now he's just like head above the field by one stroke. It's Ryan Garrard at 5 under. He's done for the day. Steven Yager, he is tied for second alongside the likes of Alex Smalley, Ryan Fox, Luke Donald, the Ryder Cup captain for the European team. JJ Spawn, remember him? The Players Championship where he went to overtime with Rory McIlroy. Those 4 fellows are all tied for second, 1 stroke off the lead at 4 under. Keegan Bradley, he's tied for 6th, 2 strokes off the lead at 3 under. Some other notables that are in that top 10, Matt Fitzpatrick, Bobby McIntyre, Nico Echeverria. And that's pretty much it inside the top 10. It has been a tough go of it for our big names. Scotty Scheffler's at 2 under. He's done for the day at tied for 18th alongside Tyrrell Hatton. And that has been your leaderboard update brought to you by Pain Care Florida.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey. Theoretically speaking, it is the happy hour with Christina Costanza. When we come back, I got to ask Tina because, she's from the area, lived here her whole life. I gotta ask her where I'm taking my uncle. My uncle's coming into town, never been to Palm Beach before, and I gotta take him out to eat somewhere. And one of my favorite spots that I like to go out to eat, they're booked. So you're gonna have to give me a spot when we return. Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, Christina Costanza. This is ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. What's going on? Our show ended hours ago. I'm supposed to be home by now. People are expecting me. Let me out of here. Hey!
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
Introducing DQ Grill & Chill's new sauced and tossed buffalo chicken strips. A basket of 100% all white meat seasoned chicken strips now being served with blue cheese or ranch dressing dips. The blizzard of the month is s'mores and mixing bowl mashup. Fresh cookie dough bites and brownie batter for a unique sweet treat. Don't forget a DQ Grill & Chill cake this season. Stop in and pick one up or get a custom order. DQ Grill & Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that wants to learn more about careers with Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey, Christian Cap behind the glass, and I got some bad news. We got to kick out Christina Costanza. I'll tell you what, the huncho, the head huncho, Brian Rowitz, my boss, content director, great guy, came in and said Tina has to leave. But Tina, I'll tell you what. Hang on. I'll tell you what. Before you get kicked out, where am I going to get a good workout here in West Palm Beach?
You're going to F45. First of all, we got to do a workout together. It's 40,
Absolutely.
It's 45
Absolutely.
minutes. We could do a strength day. We can do a cardio day. We can do a hybrid day, which is a little bit of both. Saturdays are 60-minute classes if you want to maybe, take it up a notch. F45 Palm Beach Gardens, F45 West Palm Beach. You stick with it. You'll see the results. I've been going for 2 years, and it's been crazy, the transformation I've had with my body and how much muscle I've gained, how much knowledge I've learned about fitness. I have a coach there to help me modify. I can ask them questions if I'm, wondering how can I make this maybe a little bit harder. F45training.com to find a location near you. Follow their Instagram pages to see the special that they've got going on now.
All right, I got to go former college bouncer here. Yeah, Guy, I'm going to need you to leave.
Well, goodbye.
I get see, listen, I don't make the rules.
I know,
all right?
I know.
I don't make the rules here, but I appreciate you coming out. I had a lot of fun. Quickly, where am I going out to eat?
I think you should. You could take your uncle out to the Breakers, HMF.
Okay.
Great
right.
seafood spot. And I'm going to recommend one more spot in Jupiter if you want to take a drive, Utiki.
HMF. Breakers, can I walk in? Don't need a reservation?
Make a reservation.
Make a reservation at HMF.
I think you can
they're
make a reservation there.
Are they going to accept
No more questions. Get out of here.
Okay,
bye, Tina.
You've been kicked out.
Bye, Tina. Sorry. That was Christina Costanza and the happy hour. Appreciate T dropping on in.
We actually paid Tina by the word. That was
correct.
a cutting cost
Correct.
situation. Got too expensive for us.
Now, Christian, I got to answer my own questionnaire that I made here. First off, folks, this is off of the NFL schedule release. So What was it, Christian? A 3-hour extravaganza for the schedule release that you watched? You watched the whole thing?
No, I never even considered turning my channel to that.
So Christian watched the whole thing and then watched AEW wrestling. But no, with the schedule release, folks, I put together a couple of questions here, NFL based, and one's not NFL based, but I still am calling it an NFL questionnaire. Our first question: who's your sleeper team for this upcoming NFL season? Who is a team that is going to stay the same? Who takes a step back? And where do I take my uncle out to eat tonight? Folks, if you want to take the survey, 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. That is the Baptist Health Hotline. If you want to take the questionnaire, the survey, the NFL questionnaire, sleeper team, which team stays the same? Who takes a step back? Where do I take my uncle out to eat tonight in West Palm Beach? 888-760-3776. All right, I got to answer this. Sleeper team, Christian, is interesting. You go a couple of ways here. The way I'm going, though, here's the issue. I have a team that I want to take, Christian, but I don't necessarily know if I could call them a sleeper, and that's the Chicago Bears. Can I call them a sleeper with Ben Johnson?
It's that rare. They were the hyped team last year, and they fell below expectations.
So, number one pick at quarterback, and listen, I know the Caleb Williams news today is that he never wanted to go to Chicago, visited Chicago, and said, all right, I'll be the savior of the city. That's the gist I got from that. But once again, folks, 888-760-3776 if you want to come on and take the survey here on Theoretically Speaking. But the Chicago Bears certainly come to mind for me on a team. Now, do we have a caller, Christian?
No, they dropped.
Okay, they dropped.
I'll let you know when we got a caller. The Bears, I think they can qualify as a sleeper because of how tough their division is.
Okay, yeah, I think I got to go with the Bears here. But if I had to go with another team, who was it? Larry, who told me New England? New England makes a lot of sense. They were terrible last year. I mean, they had the 3rd overall pick in the NFL draft. I love me some Mike Vrabel. Take his former Ohio State stuff out of the picture. Vrabel was a heck of a coach for the Titans. And he had Derrick Henry. It was a smash-mouth football kind of team. And I think that's the identity that the Patriots want to be. So I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears. If people out there say, it doesn't count as a sleeper, we'll go with the New England Patriots. Who stays the same? This is the biggest no-brainer, and it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. And even if they get Aaron Rodgers, by the way, they're still going to win 9-10 games and lose in the first round of the AFC playoffs. Evan Cohen, you can listen to him here on Unsportsmanlike. I like to call Evan the godfather of ESPN West Palm Beach. He was on Unsportsmanlike this morning with Chris Canty and Michelle Smallman, specifically talking about Aaron Rodgers. And he has kind of I'm going to call it a conspiracy theory. He has a conspiracy theory about Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers.
The NFL clearly is telling you that Aaron Rodgers is on the Steelers. I think the NFL clearly knows. I think they have more information, obviously, than we do. And they're scheduling the games based on the matchups, based on the excitement.
And the matchups Evan is talking about there, they play the Jets week 1. And then later on in the season, they play the Packers, middle of the
prime time.
They play the Packers in prime time. Absolutely, Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. I agree with Evan. Now, it was a long-form cut, so I only played Evan there. Michelle and Canty disagreed, saying the NFL has no idea. I completely agree with Evan. Everyone knows that Aaron Rodgers is going to that team. And one of our callers called into ESPN 106.3. I forgot his name, but he said, Riz, nonetheless, Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to do mini camp. He doesn't want to do all that garbage. He'll be there at training camp. I agree. I think Rodgers doesn't want to do any of the stuff until training camp. I think he's going to arrive in Pittsburgh training camp. That's my take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. But
wrong organization to do that for.
Listen,
I don't think they'll deal with that. I think they'll roll with the guys they have.
Christian, they are desperate. They have no choice. You're going to start Mason Rudolph?
Yeah.
No. You're not starting Mason Rudolph. You'll win 7 games, 6 games if you start Mason Rudolph. Mike Tomlin will finally get a losing season. And Tomlin's a great coach. All right? As a fan of a team in the same division, I'd love to have Tomlin as a coach, okay? But he can only do so much with what he has. Now, you talk to Steeler fans out there, at least my Steeler fan buddies, my buddy Zach, He's been on the Fire Tomlin bandwagon since they lost to Blake Bortles and the Jaguars in 2016, 2017. Mediocre Mike is his nickname to some people in Pittsburgh. I am on the opposite spectrum of that. I think it's tough when you don't have a franchise quarterback, but Steeler fans that are out on Tomlin are arguing that even at Ben Roethlisberger at his peak, Tomlin was unable to take that team deep into the playoffs. And I rebuttal with, you went to another Super Bowl in 2010, lost to a Hall of Fame quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, and you won a Super Bowl with Tomlin. The best NFL game I ever seen in my life, by the way, kills me to say that, but the best NFL game I've ever seen in my life was the Super Bowl between the Steelers and the Cardinals. It was 2008. I was in 8th grade, and Larry Fitzgerald, Kurt Warner, James Harrison, Ben Roethlisberger, Santonio Holmes. It had an ending game-winning toe-tap touchdown. The drive before that, Larry Fitzgerald and company scored on like a 60-yard touchdown. The game had everything you wanted. But Steeler fans will complain to you that was darn near 20 years ago. So I can't take the Mike Tomlin slander, but I am going to say the team that stays the same are the Steelers because they have no choice. I don't think Aaron Rodgers can Aaron Rodgers come in there and throw for 3,800 yards? Yeah, but they're not beating the Bills. They're not beating Kansas City. They're not beating Baltimore. Dare I say, they might not even beat a team like Houston, who I think is going to be better this year. So that's where I'm at with the Steelers. I think it's more of the same with them. 9-10 wins, playoff berth, lose in the first round. Am I crazy for that?
You're not crazy for that because that's like you said, the MO. That is what the Steelers do. They are good enough to not be bad, but they're never great. They're never great since their Super Bowl run. They wasted a lot of Big Ben years. But I honestly, with this Aaron Rodgers thing, I think the NFL is making an educated guess where right now, if Aaron Rodgers were to sign with the team and be that team's starting quarterback, the only team and organization that kind of makes sense is the Steelers, and that's just taking a shot there where it makes a little bit of sense and it adds some juice. Even if Aaron Rodgers is no longer a Pittsburgh Steeler, you still have a Super Bowl rematch in prime time with the Packers and Steelers, if anything, and then the Jets-Steelers game that's week 1, that's not in prime time.
Dude, the Steelers are great. I almost said great watch, but as far as views, like people call the Cowboys America's team, it might be Pittsburgh, dude. There are so many Steeler fans around the country. Ton of Steeler fans here. I couldn't believe how many people have come up to me down here in South Florida and West Palm Beach. I can't tell you how many people come up to me and say, Riz, love listening to your show, but I'm a Steeler fan. So many people say that to me down here. Steeler Nation spreads long and wide, and they will always be a team people want to watch.
And that's a good organization. That is a functional organization. That's an organization that I don't think is going to play the little games with Aaron Rodgers and beat around the bush and wait. No, I think that they would rather, instead of win 1 or 2 more games this year with Aaron Rodgers, lose 1 or 2 less games because they don't have Aaron Rodgers, because they have guys in the building right now that are bought into the system. Mason Rudolph bought into the system. Criticize his specs, criticize his stats, criticize everything you can about former Oklahoma State Cowboy Mason Rudolph you want, but he's a Pittsburgh Steeler, and he knows that organization, he knows that system. This is not going to happen. I honestly do not think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Steeler because they are one of the few organizations in the NFL that won't make that mistake to bending to his will at this stage of his career.
Christian, my last pushback on it, then does he retire? Where does he go? Every other team has maybe, all right, New Orleans could make sense because they need granted, unless they plan on starting their 3rd-round pick that they just drafted out of Louisville, they're going to need a quarterback. So unless he goes to the Saints, where else is he going to go?
Yeah, retire. Retire is what I would say is going to happen to him.
I don't think he's going to
retire, and then maybe a mid-season quarterback gets hurt. We see it all the time. Desperate, and maybe they have a good roster.
But they
need a quarterback break in case of emergency. Here's Aaron Rodgers.
You got to stay in shape, though. Is Rodgers going to be willing to, if that's the plan,
Like quarterback, you don't got to stay in too good a shape. You think Joe Flacco's running wind sprints?
Listen, I have Flacco fever still. Not so much anymore after the Browns drafted 2 quarterbacks, but at the same time, I understand the point.
Stay in shape. You saw Ben Roethlisberger not be in shape for about 5 years at the end of his Steelers
Hall
career.
of Fame quarterback, man. Roethlisberger was Dude, Roethlisberger would eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and have 4 defenders dragging on him and throw for a 60-yard touchdown. Roethlisberger was a different breed, but I understand the point. I don't know if Rodgers is going to want to stay in that kind of shape while not being on a team. But to your point, is he going to have to do it? I don't know. These are questions I don't have the answer to. But my only pushback on that would be, if not the Steelers, where else other than New Orleans? Now, let's move on to the next part of the survey here. Who takes a step back? Now, we all said the Commanders. And to Kate Chumson, who joined the show earlier, he said that's the easy answer. Can I give you another one? It's the Vikings. Now, I think Brandon on the YouTube chat said this one earlier. I mean, are the Vikings really going to win 14 games again next year? I'm probably going to say no. So in that sense, it's going to be a step back. I like J.J. McCarthy. I watched him kick Ohio State's butt for 3 years. But at the same time, man, rookie quarterback, unknown commodity under center in the NFL. Christian, I think there could be a significant step back. And when I say step back, 9-10 wins maybe instead of 14.
Now you think if the Vikings do win 9 or 10 games, are you going to hear a vocal fan base say, why did we let Sam Darnold slip through our fingers?
Probably, but
even though it could be 1 step back for 4 steps forward, where next year, the year after that, you're developing a quarterback at the NFL level, because it seems like all the mentals are there for J.J. McCarthy. He took a full season to learn the system, learn the playbook, and get acquainted with the Minnesota Vikings doing everything off the field. But I'm sure that that temptation to long for your former quarterback, Sam Darnold, that brought you pretty far in a tough division, I think those people will start talking.
Like, if McCarthy shows signs of being a franchise quarterback, I don't think if McCarthy plays poor, like mediocre to poor, and they still win 9 or 10 games, and he's the reason they're losing games, you're going to hear it.
Hey, you had a roster ready to win right now, and you're wasting one of those years.
The issue is, if you see McCarthy take strides, win 10 games, and you lose to the playoffs, you go, all right, we got our guy for years to come. But Darnold won 14 games last year, did do squat in the playoffs. So there's that factor too. Seattle, I think, is under more pressure to win immediately. Seattle got rid of Geno Smith. Geno Smith won 10 games with that team last year. It was an unfortunate season where a 10-win team was unable to make the playoffs because of how loaded the NFC side was with teams. But Seattle, I think, probably under more pressure to make the playoffs and go on a run, because Darnold, I don't want to say the clock's ticking there. Darnold's still, for all intents and purposes, a younger-ish guy. But I don't think the Vikings win 14 games, mate. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
That's true. Yeah, so, the path is not there for that to happen.
14 games. Where do I take my uncle out to eat tonight? So, boys, Christian, I'm in trouble because my fallback spot is officially not available. Like, the place where I take everybody, Elizabeth's, is unavailable. No times. It's either 9 o'clock or 5 o'clock. I'm in bed by 9 o'clock. And that's not true. But I'm not going out to eat at 9 o'clock. And 5 o'clock, what I'm going to tell Colin, see you, bro.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Later, bro.
I think you got to go steakhouse. Steakhouse is always a go-to.
Christian,
when you're trying to have a big, maybe smorgasbord of sides, and you pick your cut. Maybe one of the places that you can pick what steak you want, they bring it out to you and show you the marbling. I think steakhouse is the home run answer, and there's a lot of them around here.
I'm HMF. What is this joint? Do I need a reservation?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that joint is?
No.
Breakers? Should I call Evan? Didn't he host that gala? Remember, we weren't
Evan's
invited.
Got people at the Breakers that might forget who Evan is.
Christian, we weren't invited to the gala at the Breakers, by the way, hosted by our company.
Yeah, you weren't.
I wanted to go, man. Uncle Herb was there.
You didn't make the cut, and I don't think you made the cut for the people that might make the cut. Like, you weren't in the conversation.
That's what Evan told me. He said, you were an afterthought after the afterthought. I'm like, Evan, man, you couldn't have just lied to me and said,
if you showed up to a gala on the Breakers tonight, someone would throw their keys to you and say, thank you for parking the car. Don't leave any dents in it. That's what would happen if you showed up to the Breakers.
That's why I'm worried about going there.
Oh, impossible.
You know what I mean? Like, if I go and get a table at HMF, they're going to look at me and go, who the hell are you? Get the hell out of here and never come back to this property again. You peon. Just getting thoroughly embarrassed in front of my uncle. Folks, we got to take our final time out of the program. Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey on Theoretically Speaking. We're coming right back with our final segment on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
The playoffs are heating up, but your home shouldn't. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Introducing DQ Grill and Chill's new sauced and tossed buffalo chicken strips. A basket of 100% all-white meat seasoned chicken strips, now being served with blue cheese or ranch dressing dips. The blizzard of the month is s'mores and mixing bowl mashup. Fresh cookie dough bites and brownie batter for a unique sweet treat. Don't forget a DQ Grill and Chill cake this season. Stop in and pick one up or get a custom order. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Theo Dorsey. And I'll tell you what, it's not C-Cat today. It's PGA Cat. Because the PGA Championship is happening at Quail Hollow. And Christian, I need a leaderboard update.
Well, you're in luck, Mike. Ask and you shall receive. This leaderboard update is brought to you by Pain Care Florida. At Pain Care Florida, their specialists use state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today. This leaderboard update is also brought to you by the Breakers Palm Beach, Kaiser University, and PGA Golf Club. I've got the big tournament on the TV in front of me right now, showing a lot of Bryson DeChambeau shots because he teed off later on in the day. So he's got work to do. He's not quite up there yet, but who is up there is Ryan Gerard, the American, leads the pack at 5 under. He's done for the day. A log jam of folks are tied for second, 1 stroke off the lead at 4 under. You might know him, Ryder Cup European captain Luke Donald, Ryan Fox, Alex Smalley, Steven Yeager, and Cam Davis, Aaron Ride. They're all tied for second at 4 under. Some of those guys are still on the course as we speak. Let's go to some notable names. 2 strokes off the lead is Matt Fitzpatrick and Bobby McIntyre. Keegan Bradley is also 2 strokes off the lead, tied for 8th. Scotty Scheffler wearing the burnt orange today. Why? Because that was the color of his jumpsuit when he got arrested at last year's PGA Championship. Scotty Scheffler's tied for 18th, 3 strokes off the lead at 2 under. And that was your leaderboard update, brought to you by Pain Care Florida.
Yeah, I might be burned on my Xander Schauffele bet, Christian. But
where's he? Is he far back? I'm trying to still find him.
Yeah, it's
you never want to be scrolling for more than 10 seconds to find him.
I looked for about, to your point, 5 seconds, didn't see him. I said, that's a dead ticket.
Hey, he's only tied for 76th at 1 over. But you know what? Listen, tied for 76th, that stinks. He's done for the day, whatever. Christian, only 6 strokes off the lead.
Dead ticket.
It's only 6 strokes off the lead. He could have a good round tomorrow and all of a sudden make the cut and be in the run.
So we have I say a saying. It's more like a text because we have a group chat, with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet where we place our bets that we're taking on Hard Rock. And we have a saying, if your bet's not going to hit. It's the ticket emoji and the death skull. That's what we call a dead ticket.
Don't hold out any hope for that one.
Dead ticket.
And it was to win, not right? Top 5, top 10?
Correct.
Okay.
Christian, a lot more is coming out about this Caleb Williams stuff. And if you're unfamiliar with the situation, folks, Seth Wickersham has a book out there. It's called American Kings, a biography of the quarterback. And it's about, a lot of it's Caleb Williams being depicted, and Christian, there are quotes that it's easier for me to say the quotes and explain it to you. Chicago is the place quarterbacks go to die. Carl Williams, Caleb's father, told Seth Wickersham, author of America's Kings, a biography of the quarterback, in the months before the 2024 draft. Now, I haven't read the book, so I can't really speak on what exactly it's about, but listen to this. This article is from ESPN. You could go and read it right now. Quarterback Caleb Williams was so concerned about being picked by the Chicago Bears in the 2024 draft that he and his family weighed circumventing the entire NFL draft, consulting with lawyers to figure out a way around the league's collective bargaining agreement while considering signing with the United Football League. Details forthcoming from the book were revealed. So this book, American Kings, a quarterback, dude, the dirty laundry is out there with Caleb Williams and the dad and the situation of going to the Bears.
Wow, trying to reinvent the wheel to try to get out of being a Chicago Bear. Again, the Chicago Bears, I know their history precedes them and the reputation with quarterbacks does precede them, but there are worst first overall picks to be selected with because that wasn't their pick.
Yep.
Right? That was traded to them from the Panthers.
Correct.
They were not the worst team in the NFL last year. But he was willing to sign a United Football, minor league football league, to get out of that. It's crazy.
Carl Williams went to great lengths to try to circumvent the NFL draft. Wickersham writes, wanting to give his son an opportunity to choose his future employer. They brought up Mitchell Trubisky and the quarterbacks that have failed there in the past. It's all out there. It's all out there. And then Williams was the one. He did a pre-draft visit to the Bears. Williams believed he could be a part of the process to turn the franchise around. He told his dad, I could do it for this team. I am going to go for the Bears. The Bears declined to comment, by the way, and told Caleb not even to entertain questions on it.
Yeah, we're taking you. It's negotiable.
Brother, it goes back to what I started the show with. Indirectly, the Bears are involved with drama. They are addicted to drama. This is so Chicago, from covering that team for 3 years. This is so Chicago Bears. Folks, you hear that music, that means it's time for us to go. Christian, had a ton of fun with you today. Always appreciate you letting me fill in for Theo on this.
Eat good tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where we end up going. But, folks, Russo and Rizzo coming up next. You got 2 more hours of me, but we welcome on in our good buddy Colin Russo next. See ya.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about